won't stop till I hear him say,
Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, and foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video breakdown, all I have to say is Ethereum merge rubbish. Ladies and gentlemen, stop buying hype on YouTube. 90% of people cannot trade these markets properly, which is why I question why 90% of people on the internet follow 90% of individuals, steering them and leading them in the wrong direction. In today's video breakdown, I'm going to go over in extreme detail some tweets that I put out to you guys leading you up to this Ethereum merge that could have put you on the right side of the market, giving you guys some subliminal messages, letting you guys know that Ethereum and XRP, in a previous breakdown, I went over XRP in a short position that we were trading, that will respect CYPRX strategy to the T, Tuesday and Wednesday during New York session. And I said, just watch, specifically telling you guys the CYPRX strategy will play out. So I'm going to break that down for you guys here today, cover a short position that we placed on Ethereum, breaking down all of my confluences as to why we were shorting the market for this ETH merge. Blessings to you guys all. Thanks for returning to the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed already and you enjoy this technical analysis and the fundamentals that we cover here at CYPRX, make sure that you do so now. We really do appreciate the love and the support, and we are trying to grow a channel. Anybody that is interested in the technical analysis breakdown and information that I'm about to provide to you all, if you're interested in that mentorship program, the link is in the description down below to learn our extreme detailistic perspective from the market from a technical analysis standpoint. If you guys are interested in that, again, click the link in the description down below, visit cyprx.teachable.com. You all are more than welcome to reach out to me, schedule a Zoom call, ask any questions that you might have about the mentorship program. We would love to have highly motivated individuals that are seeking to better and further their knowledge in this market when it comes to technical analysis. Okay. So with that being said, let's jump into a couple of tweets before we jump into the technical analysis breakdown. I just want to show you guys, leading up to the ETH merge, we had been telling you all that this is coming. I said to you all, intraday trades on Ethereum this week will be clutch. Pay attention. And I mentioned one of my most favorite influencers on the Twitter space. His name is MP Traders. Interview soon, brother. I asked him. Most likely we're going to come up with that soon. I'm going to also share some tweets from his perspective, showing you guys that we call price targets out that are logical and realistic way ahead of the curve and before they play out. So actually, you know what? I'll do that now. Split my charts and we'll go over here to some market perception trades analytics that he had called out to you guys. You guys see here, he said ETH merge, and he gave you all this screenshot right here, showing you guys some lower price levels coming into fruition on Ethereum potentially during this ETH merge. And as you guys can see where he posted that information out, you guys can now see where the market is at. He also said, send Ethereum to hell. And you guys can see where he posted that out. And now you guys can actually see where the market is currently at. So just to shout out Market Perceptions, he is one of my most favorite influencers to communicate with on the Twitter space. No hype, just straight technical analysis. You guys, if you guys do not follow the both of us on Twitter, make sure that you do so. We have been saving people's portfolios this entire bear market. Okay. So taking your attention over to some tweets that I mentioned to you all, I said at the top right here on September 11th, this is during September 11th, the 9/11 event. And I said, every time things calm down, markets feel the worst is over and a sense of complacency appears, but it's never over. With this tweet being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take your attention to what was being developed in the market prior to the Ethereum merge, which happened roughly here in this general vicinity. Okay. We saw trendline liquidity beneath these lows starting to build in the form of a triple touch of a trend line that I mentioned to you guys multiple times. So we're going to be looking at this as a confluence layer to add on to our internal short position later on during the video breakdown. But I mentioned to you guys time and time again that if you see a triple touch of a trend line, trade against it. Market makers do not trade trend lines, ladies and gentlemen. And if you go back and you pay attention to fundamentals, all the bullish fundamentals and the hype surrounding the Ethereum merge building up into this date was all in this area. So you guys can kind of see how the market already priced in the Ethereum merge and how banking institutional giants or whales in this market, whatever you want to call it, whoever is in control of this market, was creating a liquidity trap, which now at a later date they have come back for. Now, if they take buy positions, maybe potentially after we liquidate these lows, or we start to accumulate down here in this area, or maybe even drop lower, who knows? But now the market makers will seek to buy price. Because why? Prices are at a discount. You guys can see that when the Ethereum merge came out, we were where? Operating at a high, not a low. Okay, you guys can see that now. All right. Something that I've been mentioning to you guys for quite some time. And I also said to you guys on September 13th, the day before the merge, Ethereum and XRP will respect the CYPRX strategy to the T. Specifically, I called out Tuesday and Wednesday during New York session. Just watch. Okay. So we're going to go into this extreme detailistic perspective as we cover this trade breakdown. Make sure that you guys smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do appreciate the love and the support. Okay. So what are we talking about when I say the CYPRX confluences, ladies and gentlemen? What are we going to specifically be looking for? Number one is always psychological levels. Okay. Where did the banking institutions buy or sell from in the form of a premium days before? And also in the form of liquidity traps, identifying those so that way we have logical take profit areas. Remember, the banking institutional giants hunt liquidity in this market. So with that being said, if you all are going to be a participant in this market, you need to be targeting specific areas of retail liquidity because that is where the banking institutions target. So with that being said, we are on the 12-hour chart, just showing you guys right before we placed this trade what we were looking at on the 12-hour, just to give you the higher time frame analysis. I actually don't think I've ever done a 12-hour analysis for you guys, but we can clearly see over here, okay, prior to all this price action, what took place. Ethereum topped out. Not only did it top out, but it swept liquidity above highs and started to make new structure lows. Okay, you guys can see here, this was a push above highs. So we can imagine that there were premature sellers in the market. Then the market makers swept that liquidity in the form of over leveraged sellers that were selling prematurely and activating people's buy stops who had buy stops above these highs. So there's two areas of liquidity that you need to be mindful of: people that have buy stops above highs and people that have over leveraged sell positions trying to short the market prematurely. The market makers with this move up on Ethereum made a run on those stop losses. Okay. After that happened, the market shifted momentum and started to break previous market structure higher lows, which is an indication to us that now the bears have overpowered the bulls. You guys can see how the market structure shifts. This market structure low after the sweep of liquidity here completely engulfs all of this bullish price action. So now the market has priced in a new A to B move. With that being said, we are not bullish on Ethereum anymore until this high is broken and we see a market retracement to look for buy positions for continuational moves higher. That would be a bullish order flow scenario. However, we failed to get that. We got a market breaking structure to the low. We failed to push up above previous lower highs, and the market continued down, making new structure lows. Now, coming into this Ethereum merge, we were able to identify trend line liquidity in the same setup. Guys and gals, look at this. Liquidity from premature sellers coming into this Ethereum merge over here. What did we identify over here in this area? Ladies and gentlemen, it is not hard to identify. We have premature sellers. We have failure market bullish order flow to take out previous market structure highs. So that is an indication that bulls are not overpowering sellers yet, right? With that being said, look at what happens. The market starts to build trend line liquidity. Here's a first touch of a trend line, second touch of a trend line, and this is all leading up into the Ethereum merge. So this is how price is priced in. Look at this price action right here. What happens, ladies and gentlemen? The market does what? It grabs premature sellers from the market. This bullish momentum is completely matched with bearish momentum. So now, with that being said, this is now a new A to B move for the market to continue bullish before we buy, because we do not buy from trend lines. We would need to see the market break structure and continue higher. We failed to get that. Okay. So when the market matched bearish momentum from this bullish momentum, we started to scale into the lower time frame where I tweeted out to you guys, Ethereum and XRP will respect CYPRX strategy to the T. So fractally, what are we going to be paying attention to and looking for? A liquidity grab above highs. Now that I'm showing you guys, the 12-hour is bearish. The 12-hour perspective, i.e. higher time frame, here at CYPRX, we trade with the higher time frame is bearish. So fractally, what are we going to be looking for? we're going to be looking for liquidity sweeps above highs, bearish shifts in momentum back to the downside, and to get in on a premium retracement. So taking your attention down to the 15-minute chart. Let's go over here to the right-hand side. And I just want to show you guys, this is the market maker pattern that we're going to be looking to capitalize on. Where I mentioned to you guys, Ethereum and XRP will respect the CYPRX strategy. This is what we're paying attention to. So if the higher time frame is bearish, then fractally, this is what we want to see. We want to see a liquidity trap beneath lows to give us logical targets. We want to see a liquidity trap above highs. We want to see the market makers sweep those highs, reject a psychological level. Now, pay attention right here. This is extremely important. We are trading Ethereum against the United States dollar. At least I am here in the United States. So we're going to be looking at the quota theory in the form of psychological levels for the market to reject. Once the market rejects those and matches with bearish momentum from the previous bullish momentum, this is an indication that the banking institutions have no interest in taking price higher. And instead, their interest was what? Sweeping liquidity from premature sellers in the form of a double top or activating buy stops and shifting momentum back to the downside. This is again an indication that buyers cannot overpower sellers and that sellers are still overpowering buyers. With that being said, now we have this new A to B move. We are going to be looking for a premium retracement, taking our Fibonacci from the high down to the low, extending that over, and waiting for the market to come back into our predetermined area of premium, okay? Which I've told you guys anywhere between 62 to 100% premium is where the banking institutional giants like to add to their orders. And we're going to be looking for a market continuational move down, okay? With that being said, let's get rid of this replay tool and go over firmly all of the confluences that we had coming into this Ethereum merge. Again, trading against retail methodology. So I showed you guys on the higher time frame, i.e. the 12-hour chart, how we were building areas of trendline liquidity here. Well, now you guys can see on the 15-minute chart how those areas were correlating for specifically designed target areas while we were placing these short positions on Ethereum. Same thing with MP trades. I'm sure that he was looking at these trend lines too. Again, guys and gals, do not trade retail methodologies. They will get you tapped out of the market time and time again. Now, me and MP trades trade two different trading styles. However, we both seek to look for the same thing, which is retail money that we can hunt in the market to profit from. Okay, so now putting on my session indicators to show you guys what days I was trading. I said Tuesday and Wednesday. You guys can see how the end of Wednesday is when I placed this trade coming into Thursday. Specifically, this was for me when I entered into the market right before here in the United States, right before Thursday started. You guys can see London session right roughly at about 11 p.m. my time. Wednesday evening is when I entered into the market, and London session completely tanked. And now you guys can see coming into this New York session, we have come to grab all of the trend line liquidity beneath these lows. So now let's go over a couple of different CYPRX methodologies. So first we have higher time frame trend line liquidity that we need to be attacking. Remember, higher time frame takes precedence. We also saw the market up here do what? Ladies and gentlemen, look at this area and something that I explained to you guys before. We are doing what? We are grabbing highs and we are making new market structure lows, where the market structure prior to the liquidity grab has now been fractally broken. This is now bearish order flow. Same thing here. You guys can see grabs above highs and new market structure lows. This is bearish order flow leading up into a bull trap. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys can see how it dips right into the trend line liquidity on the higher time frame, i.e. the 12-hour. So these are all confluences that we're going to be utilizing to short the market. Okay, so now coming into this London session, what it is that I was seeing is, again, fractally, what we're looking for is a liquidity grab above highs and for the market to shift away from a psychological level. So as you all can see, now fractally, we're going to be paying attention to the same thing. Trend line manipulation, liquidity above highs, shift away from psychological levels, and to get in on a premium retracement. So now fractally, this is the 15-minute chart. I showed you guys higher time frame targets on the 12-hour, how we have trend line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at how the lower time frame correlates with the same exact confluences. What do you all see here in this area? Prior to the Ethereum merge, ladies and gentlemen, what do we see? A trend line starting. Boom. There's one touch, two touch, three touches. Interesting to say the least. What else do we see? We see a double top formation, or a retail trading pattern above highs where market participants are seeking to short Ethereum before the merge takes place to get the upper hand. Again, over leveraging most likely because of this bearish price action. They were shorting in the form of a retail resistance methodology attempt to get an edge in the market. However, look at what happened, ladies and gentlemen. When you're patient in the market will give you what it wants to give you, exactly the way that it wants to give it to you. All you have to do is be patient, okay? So look what happens. The market pushes up into those stop losses that are over here above retail trading methodology, traders who are trading retail resistance, okay? People who are shorting this market right here, the market makers know that their stop losses exist above these highs. Here at CYPRX, we wait for this market movement to happen. After that, ladies and gentlemen, what is the next thing that we're looking for? We're looking for a shift away from a psychological level that matches bullish momentum that grabbed liquidity. So here above these highs, you guys can see how this was a fake bullish impulsive move. This was a manipulation move to build liquidity beneath trendline lows to come and attack highs. How can we identify that? Because if it was a bullish move, what would need to take place afterwards, ladies and gentlemen? Number one, we rejected a psychological level. And would you look at that? It is a 5-0 quarter theory psychological level, again, up against the United States dollar. What would need to happen, logically speaking, for this market to continue higher? If you answered, it would need to break this high. You answered correctly. For this to respect bullish order flow, we would need to see the market after creating a new retracement in the market from a A to B move, it would need to continue with a higher high. It failed to make a higher high, ladies and gentlemen, and it failed to break candlestick bodies above the psychological level 1654.50. Again, respecting the quarter theory. So now we have a liquidity grab above a retail methodology trading setup. We have liquidity beneath lows to give us an edge in the market as to why the market could short. So you need to have a reason for the direction that you're picking. We have a bullish move that sweeps liquidity, rejects a psychological level that matches with bearish momentum. So this is an extreme indicator now that the market makers have no interest in driving price higher, or else they most likely would not have matched with bearish momentum. Immediately following, we see a bullish push back up into that area where Asia session sold from, and the candlesticks that close with a lower high formation. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 15-minute candlesticks to say, okay, look, the market is failing to create a new market structure high. Ladies and gentlemen, after the sweep of liquidity, after the bearish match of momentum, what are we looking to do? We're looking to get in on a retracement for premium sells, taking our fib from the high of the psychological level where Asia sold from down to the low, extending that over to the right-hand side. This is how you properly utilize your Fibonacci. Look at where the market pushes back up into, where I've mentioned 62 to 100% premium. The banking institutional giants added to their overall sell position from Asia session, and they continued to drive the market down to come and do what? Again, logical target areas to solidify what we are doing here in the market to give us more confidence to place a trade. We are doing what? Attacking higher time frame trendline liquidity. And you guys can see that is exactly what took place on Ethereum. Ethereum merge rubbish. Ladies and gentlemen, do not pay attention to the news hype. Understand that the macro environment is still extremely distraught. That means that the United States dollar is still extremely strong. We are still expecting rate hikes in September next week. Be mindful of that. Blessings to you all. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown. My stop losses were above that area that I entered in at, where Asia session sold from. My stop losses are currently now moved to break even. I've partialed out of this trade. I have about 10% left running on this trade on my leverage Osprey FX account. Again, if you guys are interested in trading leverage, I highly advise that you take it upon yourself to demo the market first in the live market, test out a methodology, either the CYPRX strategy or some other strategy that you found on the internet that suits and floats your boat. But make sure that you guys don't just jump into this market trading leverage, and make sure that you guys are not buying retail methodology trading setups. Everybody that bought drawing on stupid little trend lines here in this area has now been liquidated. Okay. You ladies and gentlemen see that now. All right. Blessings to you guys all. If you want a more in-depth perspective on technical analysis, the link is in the description down below. Feel free to reach out to me, schedule a Zoom call. As always, blessings, be safe, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say